Welcome to Coding Challenge Friday, my new series where every Friday we're going to talk about a coding challenge and solve it. So today, this first video, we're going to talk about, or we're going to solve three problems. Find the sum of an array, find the longest string, and then find the longest string. And if two strings equal the same length, return the first result. So we're going to be using reduce for all of these challenges. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Let's set this up. So first thing, yeah. First thing, let's talk about reduce. So reduce is a function in ES6 which allows you to really do anything to an array you want, really. So usually you see reduce used to take the sum of an array, or find the sum of an array, or even find the longest string. That's what you usually see reduce is used for. But you can do more with reduce. But today we're going to use it to find the sum and then find the longest string. So first, let's create a variable. Let me space this out. Let's create a variable. Let's call this sum equal that, and then we're going to call our array, which is assigned to a variable named r. So we're going to call r, then dot reduce. Now reduce takes two parameters. It is a function, so it takes two parameters. I'm using ES6 arrow notation for this too, so it might look a little crazy to y'all if y'all don't know what ES6 is. But basically, it's the same thing as doing function like that, but I'm going to do it in one line. So it takes two parameters. So curly brackets, space that. One called prev, next called next. They don't have to be called prev and next. I just chose these. It could be A, B, it could be 1, 2, whatever you want. And then our arrow notation. And then what we want to do is we want to add the prev versus next. And that's it. So if I was to call sum, you see we get 153. Now how this works is, so reduce, we have two parameters. 24 is assigned to previous, and 18 is assigned to next. And then what we want to do is add those two, and then we get the total, and then reduce is going to move on to the next numbers. So now previous is now assigned to the sum of 24 and 18, and next is assigned to 5. And it's going to add those two, and it's going to move on, and so on and so on. And I actually have this site to show this in a visual way to you. So let me throw this in there. Put that right there. We don't need that. So first thing you see, we assign our variable to an array with some numbers. The next step, we call our variable or array, and then we call reduce to it. Next step, you see that previous is assigned 24, next is assigned 18. Next step, it's going to add those two values, which is this right here, and we get a return value. Now pay attention to previous and next when I click forward. You see that return value is 42. So when I click forward, you see that now previous is now assigned 42, and next is assigned 5 now, which is the next number in the array. So now it's going to keep doing that iteration where it's going to add previous to next, sum it up, and then move on to the next array or next value in the array. And that's the last step. And then you see we get 153. So that's how reduce works. So how can we do this to find the longest string in an array? So let's go ahead down here and do it again. So const, let's call this longest. And we're going to call our array. So it's called longest string dot reduce. This takes two parameters. Prev next. That arrow notation. Now this is going to take a little more steps. So first thing we want to do is want to get the length of prev and next. So I'm going to do prev dot length. And I want to find the longest string. So if prev dot length is greater than next dot length, break this up into another line. So if prev.next or prev.length is greater than next.length, I gotta spell that right. We want to return prev. If it's not greater than, we want to return next. So we can't do if like an actual if statement, but I have this in one line, so I'll actually have to break that up in 2 lines. I'll show you, but I'm gonna use a ternary. So if that's what the question mark is. So if it's true, I want to return prev. If it's not, which is the colon, I want to return next. And I'm gonna console that log that, which is longest. Run that. You see that we get any other sport because that's the longest string we have. Now I know this might look a little confusing, especially if y'all don't know what ES6 is and arrow notation. So let me put this in the old way for y'all. Const longest function prev next return prev greater than next. Well, hold on. If prev.length is greater than next.length, return prev or else return next. So let me comment this out so I can show y'all it's the same thing. Let me just call this a function. Let me just call this. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. I did it wrong. I'm tripping. I gotta do it like this. So the longest. So call the array, which is longest. See, I get to see my mistakes. So longest dot reduce. Then I'm gonna call our function, which is prev next. Then if prev dot length is greater than next dot length, we're gonna return prev else return, if I could type, next. Now I'll comment this out. Now that should work. Longest is not defined. You son of a gun. Let's just call this long. Maybe because I already declared longest up here. It's interfering. There we go. No. Line 14. Oh, okay. Damn, I'm just messing up all today. The array is called longest string. There we go. Got me looking dumb up here. So y'all see my mistakes. So this right here is the same thing as this. You see that this is one line. I ain't intend for this video to be this long, but of course I fucked up. But y'all see my mistakes, so y'all can learn from that. So y'all see the difference from the arrow notation ES6 to the old way. So that's fine. Now you see that we have now you say we find the longest string here. Down here we have another array, and they all the same length. So what we want to do is find a string that returns first. That's the same length. So I'm gonna do this quick. Do const same, space that out. like to have my code looking neat. Const same equals same length, so call your array dot reduce. Two parameters. Oops. Prev next. Fat arrow notation. Put this on a different line so I can see everything. And they want to do prev dot length. It's going to be the same thing as up here, but it's just one extra thing to add. So we're going to find greater than or equal to now. So if prev dot length is greater than or equal to next dot length, return prev. If not, return next. So if I was a console that log that out, just can't type today. Console log out same. You see how we get NFL, which is our first value, even though each value is the same length. We're returning the first value because we're doing an equal sign after. So that's how we do reduce. Well, that's how we can use reduce in JavaScript. So I'm going to probably post a repo link in the comment section for you guys to keep practicing. But other than that, I'll see you guys next Friday.